Hello everyone, and welcome to our virtual SAP TechEd 2020. I'm Matt Zenus, and I run our global SAP HANA and Database product and solution management team. I appreciate you all joining me today under the most unique of circumstances. I hope that you're all doing well and that you and your families, friends, and colleagues are safe and healthy. You know, when I was invited to present this year, I absolutely jumped at the chance because I'm really excited to share with you some key highlights in our database portfolio strategy. But first, to start with, as we all know, data plays a pivotal role in the digital economy we live in, and particularly now more than ever. Organizations need to be able to fully harness the power of data, regardless of its location, size, or format. And in doing so, enterprises can become data-driven businesses, produce actionable insights, and make accurate, fact-based decisions quickly. Organizations will be able to see, understand, do, and impact more. And that's our underlying goal, to provide the data foundation for every business and every professional to become a data superpower. So today, I want to provide an update and our strategy going forward on SAP HANA Cloud, the newest and most recently added member to our database portfolio and the next chapter of the SAP HANA story. To start with and to set the stage, I wanted to highlight our overall vision. SAP continues to follow our North Star strategy, the intelligent enterprise. The intelligent enterprise has evolved to meet this critical moment we're all facing. Companies need to react fast to changing market demands and make informed decisions based on real-time data. However, the data volumes are growing exponentially. There's a proliferation of both cloud business applications and others, meaning turning data into business value with the speed needed to meet the demand is really no easy task. Organizations are faced with complex IT landscapes, a ubiquity of data, and scarce development resources. SAP believes that the best run businesses are intelligent enterprises, which apply technologies with agile, integrated business processes. So for example, with the Intelligent Suite, we provide our customers with the applications to run the most critical business processes to help manage every part of the organization efficiently. Our new Industry Cloud will allow our customers to discover and deploy vertical solutions from SAP and partners. These help customers apply leading-edge industry best practices and extend current business processes. To ensure that an organization's business applications can talk to each other, can be integrated within the intelligent enterprise portfolio, and can be made with ease of use in mind, a common unified technology platform is essential. Therefore, we introduced SAP's Business Technology Platform last year to enable businesses turning data into business value. To date, SAP's Business Technology Platform is a portfolio of integrated solutions that comprises powerful capabilities in 4 technology categories: database and data management, analytics, application development and integration, and intelligent technologies. The Business Technology Platform provides flexibility and agility for developing business applications. Companies can use the technologies to collect, manage, and analyze information across their business. They're also empowered to integrate the entire landscapes, build new and impactful applications that improve business processes and deliver superior business outcomes, and extend SAP applications with open source and third-party technologies. SAP continues to integrate this portfolio more tightly along the requirements of our customers to deliver these technologies on one unified platform with a consistent commercial model, one domain model and digital cockpit, and open services catalogs and seamless, consistent user experience. Looking closer, the Business Technology Platform provides the breadth and depth of services to support the modern intelligent enterprise. It provides an open platform with both foundational services and the ability to connect to any data store, as well as deployment flexibility. The business technology platform provides capabilities you need to thrive in today's world as we see customers accelerating to become digital. This includes the ability to store, process, integrate, orchestrate, and govern data of any size, dimension, or source, while being able to connect, not just collect data. It also provides the ability to gain insight from the data with leading business intelligence, augmented analytics, predictive, collaborative planning, and data warehousing. The business technology platform also provides the set of technologies to create application extensions, as well as deploy business process optimization and business services. Also bring to bear intelligent technologies to automate, learn, and predict. The business technology platform is the cornerstone and foundation for the intelligent enterprise. Whether we're faced with financial crises or fraud, waste, and abuse, or even a global pandemic that's literally affecting everyone, these events have provided many lessons learned for all of us, both professionally and personally. And as usual, we come away with the same lessons learned and conclusions. They had all of the data, but none of the insight. However, what we've observed is that organizations that have a strong data management foundation and look at their data as an actual asset have a clear competitive advantage and differentiation. We see it every day. In fact, business leaders have recognized that data is like any other important asset on the balance sheet. Ultimately, those organizations are connecting the value chain of data, from technology to people, from facts to ideas, to enable intelligent systems that drive confident business decisions. And for those that are just now thinking about using these platforms and capabilities, I have two key points. First, this is real, this is happening. Customers are using these technologies today for competitive advantage and to thrive in today's reality. And second, this is more than just spinning up a database or service in the cloud, moving data to one technology platform from another, or simply integrating data. It's about instantly turning your data into business value. The reality is that we understand that the currency of your intelligent enterprise is data. And there are key trends and challenges that must be understood and addressed. One key challenge is that data volume is exploding. There's an exponential global data growth going on, being fueled by new data sources and new types of data popping up all the time. There are new data sources we're seeing today that we would not have imagined just a few years ago. And we expect we'll see new data sources in the future we're not anticipating now. Also, because of this, the typical organization's landscapes are becoming fragmented, with multiple cloud solutions manifesting themselves as infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, database as a service, even data as a service. This ultimately leads to complexity and the loss of visibility and insight across the organization. We also know that many workloads are moving to the cloud, and every market indicator and customer is telling us that. Over 95% of absolute database market growth is coming from the cloud. By 2022, we expect that to be an inflection point from a market perspective in terms of cloud subscriptions exceeding on-premise software revenue. This trend has absolutely accelerated due to the pandemic, as many organizations make a massive push to the cloud as a priority, mandate, and actually a necessity. Even industries or companies that were once hesitant about the cloud are now making this critical move now. And there's new demands on the data to bring and deliver intelligence to provide flexible, timely, simple capabilities that drive lower total cost of ownership and faster return on investment. The fact is, it simply isn't good enough to ask what happened last quarter, last month, or even what's happening now. We need to know what's going to happen with machine learning and then automate the business processes to take action. It's clear that the lines between on-premise, cloud, and hybrid are blurring, and the pervasive cloud and hybrid database is a reality and only accelerating. Now let me introduce the data value formula. We use the data value formula that enables businesses to realize the value of their data across different spectrums, which highlights several key points. First, data alone is not enough. It is imperative to find a healthy balance between machine intelligence and human creativity. In other words, to take advantage of the benefits data offers, but also apply human thinking and creativity to this information to explore what this could mean for the future and how to get there. Second, organizations must be able to experiment freely in a digital world without fear of simulating and testing hypotheses before they transfer their ideas for innovative new products, business models, and services into reality. By running changes virtually, we can explore and embrace untapped potential. Third, none of this is possible without trust in the quality, semantics, governance, and ultimately accuracy of the data. Unleashing this data superpower is not simply a question of having the best visualization tool or the fastest database. It's about the tight interconnectivity of the entire data value chain, from ingestion and storage to its semantics, governance, and analysis. Without this end-to-end approach to the data journey, a data lake simply becomes a data swamp, and even the best self-service BI tools are worth nothing if the underlying data is poor of quality or lacking in semantics and governance. Where the elements of the data value formula don't hold true, it's impossible for either people or algorithms to come to robust conclusions or make decisions with confidence. This is why the data value formula lies at the heart of the data superpower. Now, before we talk about SAP HANA Cloud, like any good story, we need to start at the beginning and talk about the SAP HANA journey and how we got here. As many of you know, SAP HANA launched 10 years ago and has been tremendously successful and innovative for our customers. It was a database of many achievements, all in memory first, combining transactions and analytics in one platform, running our business suite, and then the reimagined S/4HANA and BW for HANA, as well as many of our line of business and cloud solutions, which run on SAP HANA today. And of course, SAP HANA still being an open database platform for SAP and non-SAP use cases and running third-party applications. And there continue to be innovations and options on the hardware front, including the support for persistent memory. And along the way, we've achieved over 30,000 customers and growing with numerous recognitions. But we aren't stopping there. SAP HANA Cloud represents the next step in the SAP HANA journey. Now, while SAP HANA Cloud doesn't represent our first foray into the cloud, it does represent a fundamental step change in our cloud offering and addresses many of our customers' challenges. SAP HANA Cloud was made generally available in March of this year and has been incredibly successful for our customers and partners in terms of adoption, lower total cost of ownership, simplicity, and flexibility. Now, SAP HANA Cloud is designed to address the challenges I mentioned previously head on: exponential data growth, new data sources, a massive migration to the cloud, and demands on the data for intelligence. Our goal is simple. Instead of trying to move all your data out of your SAP and HANA systems to different cloud environments, which results in delays and duplication of data and fragmentation, use SAP HANA Cloud as that environment to seamlessly and naturally extend and connect to other sources of data, both on-premise and the cloud. SAP HANA Cloud provides the power and performance of SAP HANA with the economics, scalability, and elasticity of the cloud. In summary, it provides a simple gateway to all enterprise data by delivering a data foundation to connect, not just collect data, making any size, source, and type of data available to people, algorithms, and data-driven applications. Second, provide a unified in-memory and multi-tier platform. SAP continues to invest in a high-performing in-memory database for both transactions and analytics while providing price performance optimizations and with lower TCO with the multi-tier processing. And finally, provide deployment flexibility and openness by focusing on hybrid multi-cloud. SAP HANA Cloud provides a seamless and frictionless on-premise and cloud experience with the ability to deploy on the cloud service provider of your choice, as well as scale, extend, and manage workloads regardless of location. Also, provide a platform to support numerous scenarios, including custom and third-party solutions. Now, SAP HANA Cloud is a cloud-native database as a service that supports both cloud, hybrid, and standalone scenarios. It provides openness to support any application, including third-party and custom solutions, such as SAP Analytics Cloud, SAP Data Warehouse Cloud, custom solutions, third-party ISV solutions, and other SAP applications in the future as well. It's a true native cloud experience. It's fully managed, multi-cloud, scalable, elastic, and consumption-based. You can deploy SAP HANA Cloud on the hyperscaler of your choice. It has multi-services as well, different storage tiers such as in-memory, disk, and relational data lake options to store large amounts of data in one integrated platform. You can also reduce data duplication with a singular virtual interactive access layer or veneer across different data sources, regardless of whether they're on-premise or in the cloud. You can also reduce complexity with a high-performing and scalable OLAP and OLTP capabilities with multi-model support for spatial, text, machine learning, and graph processing, and provides elastic scale based on a serverless architecture with the separation of compute and storage for maximum flexibility. Simply turn off the services you don't need to reduce costs and scale up as workload demands. SAP HANA Cloud also provides an end-to-end view, enabling you to visualize your entire data landscape, whether on-premise or in the cloud, by connecting to the ever-growing number of source systems I mentioned. Now, some of the most common and compelling scenarios with SAP HANA Cloud today include accelerating to the cloud with a hybrid deployment, centrally storing and managing data with the native data lake, providing a singular access layer and veneer to all your enterprise data, and finally providing a very powerful general purpose database. Now, as I noted, SAP HANA Cloud was made generally available earlier this year in March, and we have numerous customers and partners that are using it productively today and realizing the benefits and value props I've spoken about. We're finding that the effort to provision, deploy, and create or migrate solutions is straightforward, and the ROI is very compelling. One of our really interesting and cool customer stories is the National Hockey League, the NHL. The NHL has been a long time SAP HANA customer and recently went live with SAP HANA Cloud. We're proud to announce that the SAP NHL Coaching Insights app for iPad, as well as the NHL Stats websites, are now based on the new SAP HANA Cloud. With high quality and instantly accessible data, coaches can better direct their performance to beat out the competition. Future data of the NHL's new puck and player tracking system with support from SAP HANA Cloud will provide valuable insights in real time to NHL coaching staff via the SAP NHL Coaching Insights app for iPad. The new data will reveal enhanced player locations, speed and acceleration metrics, and puck zone time, and much more. SAP HANA Cloud will store and process an enormous amount of data generated from tracking coordinates and its data tiering capabilities, which will provide the right blend of affordable high volume storage and fast performance. Clearly, the NHL is skating to where the puck is going with SAP HANA Cloud. Like I mentioned before, at the end of the day, SAP HANA Cloud is a database of database services, and the type of solutions that can be built or ported to it are literally endless. At a high level, we can distill these use cases into three key patterns: extend, create, and migrate. Extending includes extending your current investments with the cloud for existing SAP HANA on-premise systems, extending SAP applications, and other cloud solutions. This is about transitioning workload and capacity to the cloud for optimal and cost-effective performance when you need it. Also, creating net new and innovative and modern applications and application extensions, running third-party ISV and OEM solutions, and modernizing other applications. We see many customers, like the NHL, creating that next-generation application with SAP HANA Cloud because of its multi-model and multi-tier capabilities. And also migrating workloads to the cloud, including partner applications, legacy cloud services, and on-premise, as well as SAP and non-SAP databases. In the future, of course, this also includes moving and in some cases extending Sybase, ASE, and IQ workloads. We've even more recently announced support for Esri geodatabases on SAP HANA Cloud, and many customers are already migrating their GIS system of record databases running under Esri to SAP HANA Cloud from their legacy on-premise databases. What you should know is that we're providing programs, tools, and assets to help automate and simplify the migration process from your existing SAP HANA or HANA as a Service solutions to SAP HANA Cloud. Now, we also recognize that Sybase technology is important to many of our customers and is a key part of our database strategy, especially as it relates to the cloud. We recognize that investment, longevity, and innovation are key. Therefore, we're pleased to reiterate our commitment to our SAP Sybase customers. You asked us to help protect and support your current and future investments. Therefore, we've publicly announced that SAP ASE and SAP IQ will have long support cycles and confidence of multi-year support. There are now new releases planned as well, including ASE 16 SPS04 in Q4 2020 and IQ in 2021, with planned maintenance cycles out to 2030. We announced last November 2019 that we're investing in cloud innovation as well. So I'm excited to confirm that we will be releasing a new managed cloud service based on SAP ASE, SAP IQ, and SAP Replication Server in Q1 2021 as a part of SAP HANA Cloud. This will provide a flexible option to move or extend on-premise Sybase ASE and or IQ workloads to the cloud. You'll benefit from a fully managed solution, elastic scaling, on-demand deployment, and consumption-based pricing. Additional benefits also include a broader range of services provided by SAP HANA Cloud. This includes data virtualization, advanced analytic capabilities, such as graph and text analysis. In summary, our Sybase customers can rest assured that their existing investments are safe and secure with a pathway to our strategic direction with SAP HANA Cloud. Now, one of SAP HANA Cloud's differentiations is actually how it's packaged, which is based on some key tenets: simplicity, predictability, transparency, and flexibility. We provide a simplified one-product approach with all the features and services available for a unified data platform, with customers paying for the services they need and use. It's also predictable. SAP HANA Cloud uses a commercial metric called a capacity unit. This means that customers purchase and consume a certain amount of capacity units, which they can apply to any of the services. Also, the underlying services or packages within each of the has a different price in terms of capacity units needed on an hourly basis. The idea is that an in-memory service will require more capacity units than, say, a disk or a data lake service for a similar size of data and time metric. Therefore, it's easy to add new services and commercialize new innovations when they come. When new services are added, there is no need to subscribe to a new product. You just use the capacity units to consume the new services. So for example, when Sybase ASE services are supported, they would be consumed with a capacity unit. It's also transparent. The model supports both pre-commit subscription as well as consumption-based via our SAP Cloud Platform Enterprise Agreement and a no-commit pay-as-you-go, which is available now in North America and Germany. We also provide an online pricing calculator and sizing guide so you can see what you need and how much you need of it. And from a deployment perspective, you can deploy on the cloud service provider and data center of your choice. We support AWS and Azure with Ali Cloud planned for Q4 2020 and Google planned in the future as well. Looking forward, the product vision, focus, and direction for SAP HANA Cloud is ambitious and aggressive. Our guiding principles continue to be to deliver deployment flexibility, the ability to seamlessly provision and deploy on the hyperscaler and data center of your choice. And we continue to adopt and support new cloud service providers and data centers, and will continue to do this, as well as provide more deployment options. Automation is another important area for efficient database operations to optimize and intelligently act both via prescriptive, rule-based, and machine learning and artificial intelligence. We'll continue to focus on enhancing the price, performance, and TCO advantage of SAP HANA Cloud. Unlike other vendors that have numerous disjointed database and data management services, HANA Cloud provides a singular veneer with all the services included, which includes for a simpler and more price-performant platform, with the ability to seamlessly tier data to the store of choice. We will continue to focus on not just on pricing, but ensure you have visibility to the price performance advantages of SAP HANA Cloud over other vendors for comparable workloads. Another key area is enhanced intelligent elasticity for optimized performance and capacity bursting based on workload demand when needed and then scaling down when not needed, and intelligent tiering for cost-optimized movement of data to the various storage tiers based on data usage patterns and lower TCO. This also includes intelligent hybrid processing, providing for the cost and performance optimized data integration and virtualization between on-premise and SAP HANA Cloud. One strategic area we're currently working on is the adoption and support of SAP applications to leverage the power, performance, and lower TCO of SAP HANA Cloud. We'll also continue to work with third-party ISV partners, tools, and solutions to certify and support SAP HANA Cloud. And of course, we're continuing to add new services as part of HANA Cloud, like ASE, IQ, Replication Server, and others in the future. And this continues with the strategy to have SAP HANA Cloud as that singular platform with multiple highly integrated services. In summary, we're focused on continuing to provide the best, simplest, and most flexible database as a service available. First of all, thank you for your time today. In closing, as I've noted, SAP HANA turned 10 this year, and we're very proud of the accomplishments we've made and the difference this technology has made with our customers. Looking back, it all started with an innovative idea for an in-memory database to address the needs of our customers, reduce complexity and cost, and provide deployment choice and openness, and the rest is history. With SAP HANA Cloud, our ambition is to give organizations a powerful, fully managed database as a service that is future-proof. Ultimately, SAP HANA Cloud is the evolutionary step in SAP HANA journey, which provides the foundation for our customers to become true data superpowers. At the end of the day, this is about our customers and partners, and our goal is to help accelerate your journey to the cloud, empowering you to gain business value from your data instantly within a single gateway, safeguard your investments, and to support your ambitions to become an intelligent enterprise. But before I go, here's my ask of you. Get started today with SAP HANA Cloud. Feel free to go to our saphanajourney.com site, where you can learn more about SAP HANA Cloud, see customer stories, get educated and enabled, learn more about our roadmap and latest releases, read best practice blogs, and see upcoming events. And of course, the best way to learn about SAP HANA Cloud is to actually use SAP HANA Cloud. We have a free, no obligation trial as well. We provide everything you need, including SAP HANA Cloud and a data lake, as well as nurturing guides to get started and use case missions. It couldn't be easier. Also, I encourage you to continue your 2020 learning experience from SAP TechEd. Here's some information to get empowered with access to digital learning for SAP TechEd. Also, here are some other SAP TechEd related sessions about SAP HANA Cloud that I highly recommend you attend. Thank you for attending this session on how to activate your data superpower with SAP HANA Cloud. Stay safe, and I really do hope to see you all in person at next year's TechEd event. Thank you.